Raw 4 TV. What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw 4 TV, aka Darth Apocalypse. I have some breaking news to report to you guys, and that is that I knew this was coming eventually. I'm surprised it took this long, honestly. But I think this is a major sign that LeBron James is nearing the end of his career. All right. But anyway, the breaking news is that LeBron James has joined YouTube. Now, of course, you had people who were affiliated with LeBron James that would have podcasts that would then be downloaded or put on channels specifically for YouTube. And I think his Mind the Game podcast, I believe, uploads to YouTube. And of course, you have other people affiliated with Clutch that have YouTube channels. But LeBron James himself, in all these years, had never been a YouTuber. Now, of course, you don't really expect that from most NBA players, active NBA players, to be YouTubers. That's something that usually comes when a person has retired to take on another life, afterwards, and also another revenue stream. But I was surprised LeBron hadn't done this earlier. Now, you could ask yourself, is this a conflict of interest? But when it comes to the Adam Silver's NBA, there is no such thing. It's no such thing for a conflict of interest when it comes to an agent having a podcast talking about other teams. It's okay for players to speculate about where they want to go and play next and talk about this team and that team, but Magic Johnson gets fined for tampering because he mentions about if a particular player played for his team or played for him. But anyway, I digress. So LeBron James has launched a YouTube channel, and apparently its focus will be on golf. Here's the channel right here. He uploaded that earlier, which was, I guess, additional footage of that recent 10-year anniversary Cavaliers reunion where they all played golf in Scotland, which I don't really care about. I don't know anybody that I know cared about it, but the media talked about it like it was as if the Beatles were coming back together, some shit. I don't know, man. But anyway, this screenshot, which I'm sharing, at the time he had 136,000 subscribers. It launched today. So the LeBron fans are coming in droves. The latest lit count that I saw was about 267,000. So it might be more than that now. So they're coming swarming. And they're coming out there. And to me, like I said, I think this is a sign that he's looking toward the future. Because one thing I've always speculated on this channel about when it comes to his retirement is that he's not going to be Michael Jordan. He's not going to just ride off into the sunset, live his life, and pop up occasionally to speak on certain matters when he feels like his voice is needed. No, he's not going to do that. LeBron is the number one attention 304. He needs it 24/7. And what better way of getting that than to be on YouTube? Also, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that his name is one of the most number one searched names on YouTube. So the algorithm is set up for him to get a lot of views. When I searched his name on YouTube, the number one thing that popped up was on the very top, his new YouTube channel. So he's going to get a lot of subscribers. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm just guessing here, he'd be at 1 million subscribers by early tomorrow. And by the start of the season, he's going to be in the millions on his YouTube. That's the new congregation of his cult. And knowing him, considering that he never does anything fair, I wouldn't be surprised if he is allowed to have bots giving him extra likes on his platform, even though we will all get penalized if we were found doing that, to the point where we will have our channels removed. But he'll probably be allowed to have extra bots. Or hell, Google probably provided him extra bots. Who knows? Just so his stuff will stand out more. And he's driving into traffic to his channel. Because like I said, people search his name every day on Google, millions of times. So he's going to get a lot of revenue from this. So like I said, this is just, he's getting a head start on it now. So by the time he does retire, he's going to have, I don't know how many millions of subscribers. Now watch how magically, you know how everybody, all the rest of us, we have a cap to how many subscribers we get. Like, you ever notice like a lot of people will start off really hot and then it's almost like YouTube shuts the faucet off and then it's like it's a slowdown. Everybody experiences it. Watch how that never happens with Lebron. He's going to be in the millions, tens of millions of subscribers by the time he retires. Ain't no faucet turned off for him. It's going to burst open like the Hoover Dam. So, you know, and plus, like I've always said, the future of media is social media. They're saying this is a golf channel, but you know, Mind the Game was supposed to be a podcast about sports, and it was all just self-serving crap. This is going to be self-serving crap coming straight from him. Now, what I would love to see is if he could step up and actually go live and interact with us, but we know he's never going to do that. I would be floored if he ever did that. But if he actually ever went live so we can interact with him, because I mean, look, I don't know about anybody else, but I'm an adult. I'm not going to be saying, you know, crazy stuff to him. But wouldn't it be crazy if he actually went live? Well, he wouldn't do that because he don't want none of us to shine. He don't want to ever, you know, have one of us on his podcast and debate about stuff, even if we, you know, are 100% respectful. And, you know, compared to him would be smaller podcasters, but podcasters or whatever you want to call us. But I mean, still, we have a little bit of a following. But to him, he'll be helping out the enemy. So he'll never do that. But anyway, just want to share the news with y'all, man. LeBron James is on YouTube. So he's taking advantage of the algorithm. He's going to get a lot of his following over there. And it's supposed to be a golf channel, you know, but like I said, that's the front. I doubt it's just about golf. But anyway, that's all I got to say. What you guys think?